You know that feeling, right? That little ping when something hits your car's paint.
Hmm.
Hmm. Well, today we're doing a deep dive into how maybe you can avoid those moments. We're talking paint protection film, PPF.
Mm-hmm.
We've got some info here from the Tint Guys, and they're really highlighting KAVACA PPF. Seems like it's pretty advanced stuff in surface
It
protection.
really is.
So our mission today, let's just quickly get a handle on what makes KAVACA stand out, figure out the key benefits without getting totally bogged down in technical jargon.
Sounds good. So fundamentally, KAVACA PPF is like this invisible shield for your car. It's made from high-performance material, aliphatic polyurethane, super durable.
Polyurethane, okay.
Yeah, and its whole job is basically to take the hits that would normally chip or scratch your paint. Think of it as a sacrificial layer. Protects against scrapes, corrosion, chemicals, road grit, the usual suspects.
And not just paint, right. I saw it mentioned for other parts too.
Exactly. You can put it on headlights, which is great for preventing that foggy look. Carbon fiber bits, even over vinyl wraps, if you want extra protection there.
Interesting. I saw the name KAVACA actually means armor in Sanskrit,
Yeah?
which feels, I don't know, pretty fitting for what it does. Seems like their focus is really on making films that, protect better, last longer, and even make the car look sharper.
That's spot on. And they're using some pretty cool tech across the board to get that armor effect. Like all the KAVACA films, they offer protection from, well, a lot. UV rays, for one, so your paint doesn't fade as quickly, harsh chemicals you might drive through, bird droppings, bug guts, and, the fun stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And, of course, road debris, gravel, bits of wood, little metal pieces flying up.
So this protection, it's not just a short-term thing. I think I read somewhere that if you get it professionally installed and, look after it, KAVACA can protect against rock chips and wear for, up to 12 years.
Yeah, that's the claim. Up to 12 years with proper installation and maintenance. It's designed for longevity.
Wow.
And you mentioned resale value earlier. It's interesting. They say the installation can be documented on Carfax.
Oh, really?
Which could definitely be a selling point down the road. Shows you've invested in protecting the car.
That makes sense. So what's the secret sauce here? How does it achieve all this?
A lot of it comes down to nanotechnology. They've infused these tiny, tiny particles into both the top coat and the adhesive layer.
Nanotechnology, okay.
Yeah.
In both layers.
Yep. And this does a couple of key things. On the top coat, it creates this really slick hydrophobic surface. Water, dirt, pollen. It just beads up and rolls right off. Makes washing the car way easier.
Less washing effort. Sign me up. That's always a bonus.
Right. And the adhesive layer, the nano part there, makes it unique too. Installers can actually lift and reposition the film multiple times during the install.
Ah, okay. So that helps get a really perfect fit, especially on tricky curves.
Exactly. It allows for a much more customized, seamless application. And it helps minimize that slight texture some people call orange peel that you sometimes see with other films. Gives a clearer, glossier look.
Smoother finish, easier cleaning. What about scratches? That's a big one.
Definitely. Scratch resistance is a major feature. It's designed to handle those light, everyday swirls and minor abrasions that just dull the paint over time. It's tough against bug splatter etching, stone chips, obviously, stains, road salt, even ice and snow.
Yeah.
Pretty comprehensive protection.
And easier for the installers, too, you said. The adhesive helps, and something about elasticity.
Yeah, the film itself has excellent elasticity, so they can stretch it a bit more easily around complex shapes and tuck it into tight corners without, fighting it too much. For a cleaner job.
Okay, that covers the basics of KAVACA PPF, but they have different types, right? Let's talk about the ceramic-coated one first. Sound like a two-in-one deal.
It really is the best of both worlds, in a way. They basically take their premium self-healing PPF, and during the manufacturing process, they infuse it with Ceramic Pro's coating technology.
So it comes pre-coated?
Exactly, straight from the factory. This saves time and money because you don't need a separate ceramic coating application after the PPF is installed.
Ah, smart.
You get that instant water beading, that super slick feel, and the enhanced gloss of a ceramic coating all built right into the protective film itself.
That instant effect sounds really appealing. And I saw a note about stain resistance being 30% better than some other top brands, especially in tough environments.
Yeah, that's a significant claim. The ceramic infusion really boosts its ability to shrug off contaminants that might otherwise stain or etch the surface.
And it has instant scratch healing without heat.
That's right. Minor scratches on this specific film can disappear almost immediately on their own, no heat gun needed. Plus, you get this really extreme high-gloss finish. It just makes the paint pop.
Okay, high gloss, easy cleaning, instant healing. Pretty compelling. But what if someone wants the opposite look? Let's talk about the KAVACA Matte Finish PPF.
Right, for that modern satin look. Matte paint looks amazing, but as you probably know, it can be a real pain to maintain.
Oh yeah, you can't just buff out a scratch on matte paint.
Exactly. That's the beauty of the matte PPF. Gives you that same cool, non-reflective finish. But it's actually more resistant to scratches than factory matte paint.
So if the film does get damaged...
You just replace that specific panel of PPF. You're not dealing with a potentially expensive and difficult paint repair.
Yeah.
Much better for keeping the car looking good and preserving its value.
And you can use it to change a glossy car to matte.
Absolutely. You can take a standard gloss-painted car and give it a full satin transformation just by applying this film. And unlike a standard matte vinyl wrap, which is mostly just for looks, you're getting serious protection underneath.
Does it self-heal too?
It does self-heal from light scratches, but this one typically requires a bit of heat, like from the sun or a heat gun, to activate the healing process. Not instant like the ceramic-coated one.
Gotcha. Heat activated for the matte.
Right. And like the others, it's got great elasticity, which helps installers get that perfectly smooth, uniform matte finish without issues.
And just briefly, they also have something called Instant Healing PPF, separate from the ceramic-coated.
Yeah, that one seems focused purely on maximizing that instant self-healing capability, perhaps for people who prioritize that feature above everything else, even the specific finish.
Okay. And when people get this done, are there standard packages?
Typically, yes. Installers usually offer common options like just the front bumper or maybe the full fronted hood, fenders, bumper, mirrors. That covers the highest impact areas.
Makes sense.
But full vehicle wraps are also popular, and installers can often do custom jobs too, covering specific areas you might be worried about.
Good to know there are options. Okay, so let's sort of wrap this up. It seems like KAVACA PPF is really pushing the envelope with nanotechnology. You've got the ceramic coated for that super gloss, easy cleaning, and instant healing. Or the matte finish for that stylish look, but with robust protection you wouldn't get from matte paint alone.
Exactly. Both leveraging that core tech for durability, self-healing in some form, and just easier maintenance overall. And really, for you listening, the main takeaway here is hopefully a clearer picture of these advanced choices. It's not just plastic film anymore. You now know the key benefits, the long-term defense, helping maintain value, and the choice between that amazing gloss or the sleek matte look, all backed by some serious science. Saves you time sorting through it all.
Yeah, definitely clarifies things. So maybe here's a final thought to chew on. What matters most to you for your car? Is it that deep dripping gloss that's simple to keep clean? Or is it making a statement with that understated modern matte finish? It's pretty cool how far the technology's come, making both choices not just achievable, but also really, really protective.